I'm Jason Nunez, and let's queer up politics. Non-binary veteran runs for Congress in Illinois. Non-binary veteran and community leader Lindsay Church is stepping into politics, launching a campaign for Congress in Illinois' 4th District, saying democracy and LGBTQ plus safety are under threat. Church and their wife fled Virginia in 2023 after anti-queer harassment and settled near Chicago, where they finally felt safe enough to, quote, take some of that armor off, end quote. But that safety, Church says, is increasingly fragile as queer rights are rolled back and voters are shut out of meaningful choice. Their campaign comes after longtime Democratic Representative Jesús Chuy García announced his retirement after the filing deadline, leaving voters with a single, uncontested successor. Church said the community and the country deserve real choice, adding that the decision was, quote, made for us without casting a single ballot, end quote. A veteran who served under Don't Ask, Don't Tell, Church has seen LGBTQ plus voices erased before and is determined not to let it happen again. They ask, if not us, then who? And if not now, when? For Church, the campaign is deeply personal and unmistakably defiant. So, Lindsay Church is a longtime actual friend of mine. We served together in D.C. With Minority Veterans of America. I served as their executive assistant. We went through the halls of Congress advocating for minority veteran rights. So they are very well versed in congressional language. I was super excited to see this. And when Lindsay says they felt safe enough to take off that armor, they can take a lot. So for them to feel safe in Chicago, kudos. I'm glad they found home. And then now running for this 4th seat in Illinois. I don't live there, but I'm super excited for the residents because they're going to have a true advocate there. So kudos to Lindsay.
And this is overdue, I think, to have someone who is non-binary representing us in this district in Chicago. I think it's a wonderful thing. They survived, I'll say that. Don't ask, don't tell, like you did.
Right.
Jason, I have to, I can't pass saying that, Do you think that gave them more fuel to know to be intentional about, I need to run for office and protect and try to help more people this way?
Super intentional. They are super intentional. They do everything with purpose and impact. And they take all of their experiences, lived and those who they support through Minority Veterans of America, through all the other military advocacy organizations that they support. They're going to be great in the halls of Congress.
Are you saying that, I was a little confused about the story, is that the Democratic, was it a representative?
Representative.
Like stepped down after the filing date for somebody to jump into the race. So now that it's open and Lindsay is now against, like,
are they uncontested now?
I wasn't sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do they get to run now uncontested, or now that this person dropped off?
So now, when the person announced their retirement after the deadline, so presumably they were going to run again. So they were going to run uncontested because nobody goes up against a sitting representative unless it's super dramatic.
Yeah.
But since he announced his retirement after the deadline, they were able to go in. So right now, I'm not sure if they actually have.
If there are other competitors or any challengers.
Right now, any challengers.
Or if there's time to even sign up to run.
Right.
Like yeah.
So I wish Lindsay the best, and I hope that they will bring in the advocacy that we need in this country at the time. I think I'm just, my opinion about the non-binary and the gender non-conforming and all of that, I just really don't I don't buy into it. I have a different ideology when it comes to gender and sexuality. Even different, my definition of gay is even probably different than other people's when it comes to Kinsey's scale, because I think everybody is kind of on a bisexual scale in some way, and I think when you throw in the gender non-binary labels in there, and then you're running for an office, and every time somebody says maybe Lindsay looks a little bit more female presenting, if every time somebody says she, does that then become a point of contention? And whoever is being
I don't think
running,
so. Totally
because
understand what you're saying.
I think all of us at this table probably, I mean, you know her personally, so, or you know them personally, but I'm sure that in general conversation, like this is going to happen for even queer people, that they would say maybe she instead of they.
Of course.
And how this affects it in politics,
There are other non-binary folks that are already and have been running, and many of them will acquire another like she they, right, and just allow folks to just say use it at will.
Do you think that in this environment where we're fighting such a culture war, that is something that's going to be a negative with the general population?
It could be, but I mean, I don't think that they care. They still want to run on who they are, right? On their individuality, and what makes them them. And they are non-binary, like you are M and I am F, just that.
Yeah, I think it's also the response, in my experience with Lindsay, early on, when I was a baby gay, when I met them, I made that mistake often because it was just quickly, oh, she this, she that.
Yes.
And
many do.
And many do.
And meeting someone like that allows you to practice and get that correct for them.
Right. But I think with that, Lindsay has the character to make it into an education campaign, and to not be a Republican and use it as they're offending me on purpose.
You don't know my pronouns.
Well, I mean, I just think that when you say an education campaign, I think there's just a lot of people who are educated, but they just have a different ideology, or they have a different religious idea, or they have, and they're not wanting to be educated. They just want to be respected for the ideology that they hold.
And they will vote for them.
Yeah, but even if I don't have that, or believe in that ideology, that doesn't mean that I wouldn't vote for this person, because I'm looking at many other things. I really don't care how they identify or who they sleep with or anything like that. I think just where I am, is just I want to win. I'm tired of losing. Like, we've been losing so much that I'm just trying to win and make sure that we are putting forth candidates that can really affect change.
I'm afraid to ask this with you, because then it's going to turn into a big thing, So should they hide who they are and hide their pronouns because they want to get those extra votes?
No, I don't think so. I think if Lindsay feels like they are the best person and they refer to themselves as they, I just hope that they make space for the people who would refer to her as something different and not take it personally and say, I'm not going to try to correct you. I respect that this person doesn't have that ideology. 100%. And if they call Lindsay her, that she would
flip them off.
Would be okay with it and just say, you can still refer to yourself how you want, because that's your ideology. Of course. But not make this an issue.
Of course.
That's
you don't want that to take away from their campaign either, because you want them to win. No, I totally get it. I totally get it. Well, we'll be talking about this further. We'll find out about their campaign and see how that goes. And folks, there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.